Welcome to Trez's Tech. This episode of Smart Homes for Seniors, we're going to talk about how you can feel safer in your home with easy-to-use, do-it-yourself security system. We'll look at two of the popular systems on the market today, SimpliSafe and Ring, and compare some of their features. You may ask yourself, why should I do it myself? Well, both of these systems are designed to be simple to set up, simple to install, and easy to use. Why should you pay a technician when you can set it up yourself or with the help of a family member, your favorite grandchild, or a computer-savvy friend? If you have a question, number one, every piece of equipment does come with a installation guide and a list of prerequisites, so you know what you need to have up and running before you install it. And then you can call their tech support people and talk to a real person. You can chat online with their tech support group, or you can go to their website, and under their support options, they have support aids like installation guides if you've lost yours, how-to articles, and videos to step you through every step of the installation. And remember, these systems are designed to do it yourself. So all of their installation guides are not super techy. They're designed for do-it-yourself. When you call their tech support people, they are very friendly and very patient. So they're there to help you, walk you through step by step how to get everything set up. So never feel embarrassed to call tech support. Believe you me, I've called quite often throughout my life, and when I get stumped, I don't hesitate to call. That's what they're there for. That's what you're paying for. Now, neither one of these systems tie you into a long-term contract. So you can choose to monitor it yourself, or you can go with one of their monitoring plans, which all are month to month. So you can cancel at any time without any penalty. And they are affordable. So you can start with a base system, and we'll go over those in a few minutes, but you can start with a base system, get it up and running, feel comfortable with it, and then you can add sensors and add cameras as you want to grow the system, or as your budget allows. If you are going into it and you have budgetary constraints, again, like I said, you can start with a base system and then you can grow from there. So let's take a look at SimpliSafe, and I think you'll find their name says it all. SimpliSafe has a super simple, user-friendly interface. It has a straightforward keypad with big buttons, and it's got on, home, and away, and just 3 buttons to arm or disarm the system. Of course, to disarm the system, you will need to have a security code, and you can set it up, I believe, to have a security code to arm it. My system, we didn't. We had it set up where you didn't have to have a security code to arm it, just to keep it simple. And you can set their system up with a keypad, so you don't need to have a smartphone or any kind of app. With a base station and a keypad, you can set up their sensors and go from there. There's no need for complex wiring. SimpliSafe sensors are all battery powered, and if you can change a battery, you can manage the sensors. And all of their cameras are either plug in the wall or they're battery powered. All of their battery powered cameras will give you the option of attaching a solar panel. So like if you have an outdoor battery powered camera, you can attach a solar panel to that camera so you don't ever have to change batteries again. And that's what I've done, and it's super simple, keeps it easy, keeps it up and running all the time, and I don't have to mess with batteries. Now, SimpliSafe does offer a variety of sensors and cameras. So you have your sensors for doors, windows, you have motion detectors, you have smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, and of course cameras, and you have a variety of indoor and outdoor cameras to suit about anybody's needs. And again, like I said, you can choose to monitor the system yourself, which means if the system is activated, the local siren in the base station goes off, or you can go with one of their monitoring plans where if the system is activated and the alarm goes off, it alerts the call center then calls you to verify it's not a false alarm. If you don't verify with the right passcode, or you don't answer, they will then dispatch emergency services. Now, with monitoring plans, some localities require you to have a permit, or a permit to have your security system contact emergency services or contact the 911 people. So you may need to check with your local city or county. And with SimpliSafe, you can, when you configure the system, you can see whether or not you have requirements in your city, whether or not you need to have any kind of permit to install it. You give your address and type it in, and then they say, based on their information, whether or not you need to have a monitoring plan. And you can always check with your local code enforcement people or your local police officer if you have one in your neighborhood, and they should be able to tell you whether or not you need to have any kind of permit to have your security system contact emergency services for you. Now, with SimpliSafe, if you have Alexa or Google Home set up and running in your home, you can connect the two through their websites. You go to SimpliSafe's website. You say, I want to connect it to Google Home, to Google Home or to Alexa, and they walk you through the steps of how to connect it to your home automation system. And that way you can control it with your voice. So if you have any kind of mobility issues or just want to be a little bit lazy, you can arm or disarm the security system, lock or unlock doors with your voice commands. And of course, to unlock doors or to disarm the system, they will ask you for your passcode. So with that, you do have a separate passcode in your system that's separate than your password, but your passcode. And that way, if you want to disarm or say unlock door, and they'll say, what is your passcode? And you say, well, it is 123, and you can go from there. So let's take a look at Ring to do a little comparison. Ring is app-based, so to install their base system, you will need to have the Ring app installed on a smartphone, an iOS or Android device, and you will need to have Wi-Fi set up in your home or in your office. And Ring offers a full variety of cameras and sensors, just like SimpliSafe. And actually, Ring has a larger variety of cameras, but either one does have indoor and outdoor cameras that can fit just about anybody's need. Now, as with SimpliSafe, the Ring does give you the ability to integrate it with Alexa or Google Home, and it's very simple steps. If you have any questions, again, you can call their tech support, and they'll walk you through how to make sure they're talking together. That way you can arm or disarm or lock or unlock doors with voice commands, which is great, again, if you have any kind of mobility or dexterity issues. Like SimpliSafe, Ring does offer a variety of different monitoring plans, so you can choose to monitor it yourself. Again, when you monitor it yourself, emergency services are not contacted when your alarm is activated. Or you can go with one of their monitoring plans where they will contact emergency services for you if your alarm is activated. So the choice is up to you. So let's go over what we've covered so far, just to kind of give a rundown. Both of these systems are simple to set up, simple to use, and simple to install. But SimpliSafe, I think, edges out Ring from the standpoint with SimpliSafe. If you have a base system and you don't need cameras, you can install the system just using the keypad, which is great, and you don't need Wi-Fi. So if you want just a basic security system for your doors or smoke detectors, you don't need to have a smartphone app installed, and don't need to have Wi-Fi. From a cost standpoint, Ring, I think, is probably a little bit easier to get into. From the standpoint with Ring, you can start with one camera, and you don't need to have any type of subscription to their monitoring plans. So if you wanted to set up a nanny cam or set up a doorbell, you can actually see live video and get audio from the camera too. So you can start with that and then grow that way, or you can start like SimpliSafe with a base system with just a single sensor, and grow the system from there. So both systems do give you the ability to start small and grow as your needs or as your budget allows. So with both of these systems, They will contact, like I said, emergency services if something goes wrong, but you will need to have a monitoring plan. With a monitoring plan on both of these systems, you will get alerts, so you can set it up where if a camera is tripped or if any of the sensors are activated, you will get a text or you'll get an email on your phone, so you know any kind of activity that's going on in your home, which you may want to have indoor cameras and, in different rooms. And if somebody walks in the room, maybe you're watching over a loved one or an elderly parent, it'll let you know that they're moving around, which is a good thing. It lets you know that they do have some activity there. So you can look at it from that standpoint too. And, knowing your home is secure or your loved one is secure will give you some peace of mind. And especially if you have any kind of mobility concerns or you're dealing with an elderly parent that you're concerned about moving around, it's good to have a security system in place. So I want to look a little more in detail in both of these systems, and I'm going to call them solar systems. So there's a universe of security systems out there, and each security system has its own little universe that it works in. So with SimpliSafe, you can start, as I said, with a monitoring plan, a self-monitoring plan without cameras, and you will need their base station, a keypad, and at least one sensor. And I went online and I priced out, like for an apartment with a single entry door, that you wanted a entry door sensor. And they said, well, the best bang for the buck is to go with a door entry sensor, and also you need a fire alarm or a carbon monoxide detector. So they threw in a fire alarm. So they made it a 4-piece system, and then they threw in a free indoor camera. So for $199, I had a 4-piece system with which was your base station, keypad, door entry sensor, smoke detector, and they threw in a free camera for $200, which isn't a bad deal. Now, remember, if you want to add cameras to the SimpliSafe system or get them up and running, you will need to have Wi-Fi, the SimpliSafe app installed, and the SimpliSafe a monitoring plan. That way you can access your live videos and your archive videos. And like I said, SimpliSafe does have a variety of equipment available. If you go to the website, they have pre-configured bundles, or you can design the system yourself, and they do give you a discount on your initial purchase of a system. So if you go to SimpliSafe.com, I've got a link down in the description for you, but you can go to SimpliSafe.com, you can look at their products, you can look at their monitoring plans, and you can determine whether or not you need any type of permit in your local area. So let's look at Ring. We'll look at the Ring solar system, and it's a little bit different than SimpliSafe. With Ring, they have 2 different ways you can rocket into their their solar system. You can start with a base camera, just with one camera, and with the Ring app installed and an account set up with them, without any charge, you can access live video. And so you could start, like I said, with a nanny cam or with a doorbell camera, and you can see live video. If you the other way, if you start and want to do sensors like a door entry sensor in an apartment, and you don't care really about cameras, you can start with a base system there, just like SimpliSafe, and get into their system that way, and then expand that system as your needs grow. But remember, with Ring, you do need to have Wi-Fi installed to set up the system and set up the sensors of the base station and set up their cameras. And I think Ring does offer a large variety of cameras, a little bit bigger than SimpliSafe. If you go to their website, ring.com, you can click on products and go to cameras, and they show you all the different cameras that they have. They have indoor cameras and outdoor cameras, and you can look at their sensors and their different monitoring plans. So everything is straightforward for you. And again, you can call them on the phone, talk to their salespeople, and they will walk you through how to set everything up. And if you feel like you need on either system, if you feel like you need installation help, they can arrange to have it installed for you at a very reasonable price. So in closing, I think SimpliSafe and Ring, making that choice, it really depends on whether you're more comfortable with physical controls. So if you have issue using a smartphones to install it, SimpliSafe wins hands down, because you don't need to have a mobile app on a smartphone to install the base system. But with Ring does offer a larger variety of cameras, and they have a bigger variety of types of monitoring plans, because they have monitoring plans that are just for cameras only, and then they have monitoring plans that are for cameras and contacting emergency services on your behalf. So, you need to look at both systems and their plans and see which ones may fit best for you. And with SimpliSafe does max out at 10 cameras, where Ring says that they have unlimited cameras, and they have different plans available to. As you add more cameras, I think they have more expensive monitoring plans. But the big thing is, the more cameras you add, the more demand will be on your Wi-Fi, and more demand will be on your internet connection. So more cameras is not necessarily better, because it does require you to have a more robust Wi-Fi and internet connection. Both of these systems are well reviewed for their ease of use and their effectiveness. So either one is not the wrong choice. I think you need to go look at their mainly their cameras and their plans, and see which one fits your needs. So if you're considering one of these plans, what I'd recommend is you talk with a family member or a tech-savvy friend. Talk to your neighbors, see what they have. And remember, home security should give you peace of mind, not added stress. I want to thank you for joining us today at Trez's Tech. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I would tremendously appreciate a like, a follow, or a subscription. And also, please feel free to leave a comment, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I hope something good happens to you today. Have a great day.